Make sure you go to hustlefit.com to get the merch as well as the clothing line. Hustlefit.com. Men's, women, children's clothing, hoodies, t-shirts, jogger sets, and more. You got leggings, everything you can think of under the sun, we handle here at HustleFit. Also, if you want custom clothing, hit me up at hustlefit.com, hustlefit@gmail.com, and HustleFit LLC on Instagram, and let's get you fitted with HustleFit. Make sure you tune in every Friday night for Boys Club. Sunday nights, it's Let's Talk About It with Miss Connie Marie, where we have special guests and more. On Wednesday nights, we do what is called The Conversation with your man, Mr. Go Get 'em. Special guest. You are now watching Ladies Night, where we have ladies come on and we talk about the differences and dynamics of love and relationships and more. We follow that up Friday nights at 9 p.m. doing the exact same thing. It is called the Boys Club. Without further ado, thank you for tuning in for another episode of No Cap Reacts. I'm your man Bailey, a.k.a. Mr. Go Get 'em. And as y'all can see, we got some lovely ladies in the building tonight. Ladies, say hi.
Hello.
Hey.
I said, ladies, say hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Y'all are boring.
Boring.
Ew.
Can I get
We're
like
ladies.
A,
What do you?
Hey, y'all. Anything, y'all. Hello.
I said hi.
Well, tonight is a beautiful show. I got my lovely internet wife, Coco, and her little pocket-sized friend, Tiana. There were supposed to be 3 of them. One could not make it, so we got to do what we got to do and make it do. So without further ado, we will start out with... Let's go, Wifey. Let them know who you are.
I am Coco, the Empress, the Goddess. Oh my gosh, say what? You can find me on True Coco Goddess 87, I think, on Instagram. And then our business page is Divine Experience on Instagram as well. And I am out here threading needles, people. Woo.
My wife is not a seamstress. Don't listen to her. Don't do it like that. Anything coming up, going on? Anything you want to let the world know about?
No, not really.
All right. Fuck you, dude. Let's go, Mini-Me.
Tiana, you're supposed to introduce me.
No, you introduce yourself.
Okay, Tiana Marie on Facebook, and let me see if I can remember my Insta. It's ms_t_m_t on Instagram, and also, yes, our business, The Divine Experience. You can find that on Instagram, and we have a Facebook page as well. So I will talk about that. That is something we have coming up. It's in the works. The Divine Experience, spelled with a Y. Spelled with a Y.
Is it going to be very divine?
It's going to be very divine.
Very divine.
Very, very, very divine? Like this divine?
Yep.
Okay. Well, as y'all know, this is how we do it here. Usually we do an icebreaker. I don't think we need to do an icebreaker. Y'all motherfuckers see each other like every damn day.
Pretty much.
Almost.
Almost.
So try to do an icebreaker with y'all is going to be a little bit harder.
It could be fun. I don't know.
I don't know. We don't have drama in the building tonight. Tonight, we're not going to have a 3 or 4 hour long show. I guarantee you watch.
No.
Nope.
Guarantee it.
No, we won't.
Okay? We have sanity in the building.
Bruh.
Not taking any shots or anything, huh?
Wait, hold on. What are you talking about? What you got over there with you?
Oh, I didn't mean that kind of shot.
Oh.
Yeah.
I say this and I will always say this. I don't say nothing to anyone's back that I don't say to their face. I took plenty of shots when she was here, but she's not even the one supposed to be here tonight.
True.
No, you're right.
Yeah, she's in Bailey jail. I ain't never seen nobody get out of it either.
Oh my.
All right, ladies.
Yep.
You guys ready for question number 1? Welcome to No Cat Reacts. It's Ladies' Night. First question of the night is... See, I get to have fun with you guys. See? And it's been a long-ass day. I get to actually have some fucking fun.
Let's go.
Question number 1. What is a high-value woman?
Oh.
Really? Really? Wow.
She said, oomph.
Because these questions are always so funny to me. You know, I see these floating around all the time on Facebook and stuff, and I see people arguing and debating back and forth, and it's, yeah.
See, it is kind of comical, though.
It is funny.
It is.
It's
entertaining.
Isn't it stupid, though?
It is.
Because these should not be questions, but unfortunately, it's like people don't even understand who they are, what they are, and where they are. And they're consistently blowing themselves up to be more than what the hell they are. So it's like, okay, y'all want to throw these terms around. Tell us what they mean. So who wants to go first?
That's not fair.
My wife or her bridesmaid?
Oh. See, this is like one of those trick questions too. You know?
Why is it a trick question?
Because
What?
No, go. I got nothing. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
you started it. What makes it a trick question?
because it's usually people talking about what's a high value man. Because that's
Well, I'm going to ask you that question, too.
yeah, but that's usually the more relevant question. Like, what's a high value woman? That's a little more complicated to answer because it depends on what a man values. I think I want to say men value different things. I mean, I know there's like a set of specific things that you guys talk about, like, you know, if a woman's cooperative, if she's, what do I see in the Kevin Samuels groups? Fit, friendly, and I forget the other F. Maybe you can fill it in. I don't know. But yeah, I think it just depends on what's valuable to a man. You know, if some dudes don't care about if you can cook, you can clean and all that because, you know, they're like, they don't need all that. They care about, are you cooperative? Are you friendly? You know what I'm saying? Can you do what they need you to do? So I think everyone's definition of that is a little different.
I don't think that it's different. You kind of hit it like right on the head. It's very simple, right? But I guess maybe the question is like, in order for a woman to be valuable, like, what does she need to do? Like, we know what men have to do to become a high value man.
Yeah.
What makes a woman a high value woman?
Yeah. I mean, pretty much whatever that man values is what makes her a high value woman.
Okay, so a man has to put the value on it?
No, I don't think so. Okay, so for a woman to say, okay, I'm valuable, again, are you cooperative? Can you listen? Can you follow directions? Can you follow leadership? Because that's what men are supposed to be offering. So all the things that you ask for in a man, can you follow those things?
Okay. Coco?
I guess that I agree with that to some extent. For me, I think that's an irrelevant question personally because
It can't be irrelevant because you became a high value woman when I made you my wife, baby.
Oh,
oh my goodness. So for me, because I think I say that because I take to heart the words, the value is internal. So, you know, I think that people who scream that and who say that are people who are insecure, people who are looking for external validation. Yeah. They don't have any internal validation for themselves. And I had to learn the hard way in life that if you're looking for that outside of yourself, you've already been lost in the game, baby. You is behind, way behind. But I think that a woman can be of high value if she is secure within herself, if she has her own set of principles and character that she is willing to stand on, and she has a well set amount of boundaries to maintain and secure her own peace. And then she can then be added to in a multitude of ways and add to others as she sees fit.
Chris Robinson said she's right when you were speaking, Tiana. Okay? I mean, I will agree. One of the things, that's what people miss is when you start talking about high value man, high value woman, it's basically what the woman values that man to be, which in most cases it falls under the exact same thing. And then for men, like women, it's what that man values in said woman. Because this isn't about what you think about yourself. It's really of how people are looking at you from the outside. Like, does this man see you to be valuable and asset to his life? Or are you invaluable, aka liability to his life? That's what makes the difference, and that's what changes things. Mm-hmm. All right, ladies. What is a high value man? She over there laughing her ass off.
Right, didn't we just answer that question?
Yeah. I'm
But,
like,
we still got it. There's a retarded. I mean, there's some people that watch the show that don't understand English and stuff,
Okay.
so yeah, high value man, same thing. What is the woman value? Now your typical high value man, as far as like what society puts out there is, how much money does he make? What can he provide? What can he do for you? Etc. Can he take care of you? Can he provide all that good stuff? Mm-hmm. However, I do think that, again, it does drill down more to like what a woman finds valuable. Everybody doesn't follow that cookie cutter set.
True.
I think I think a high value man goes beyond money because, it's great for a man to make money and you definitely want him to have a job. But
support himself.
Right. At the very minimum to be able to support his own livelihood and support himself as an adult. But, to me, that's minimalistic and high value is not minimal. So, you want someone who's put in the work and in the investment and growing themselves, expanding themselves, at least, able to, again, maintain their own personal needs. And I feel like if you can't do that, you shouldn't be anywhere talking to anyone looking for a relationship. Anyway, so the other things would be, again, for someone who has validated themselves, someone who has invested in growing their intelligence, growing their own fortitude within themselves, standing 10 toes down on what they believe, what they know, what they want their life to look like, and they're building that life for themselves and not waiting for someone to come and do it for them.
Chris said, don't y'all get tired of talking about this shit over and over and over?
Yes.
Yes, Chris.
Don't you get tired of living your life every day over and over and over? All right, next question. Is sex a woman's duty in marriage?
Duty.
Y'all think sex is a duty for a wife?
Duty. You go ahead.
Yeah, come on, wifey. Let me hear this.
I don't know about duty.
It is your duty to give me your booty.
That's too funny. No. Seriously, I don't find it to be a duty. If a wife has to view sex as a duty, there's something wrong in the relationship. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. I don't feel that marriage in any sense, in any committed relationship of any form, whatever you were going to label it, I don't feel that you should ever feel like you're obligated to do anything that you don't feel like doing. Is there conversation to be had? Is there compromise? Absolutely. But I don't think anyone should ever feel that it's their duty.
Chris said, I don't want it if it's a duty.
Exactly. See, that's what I'm saying. Because
But see, there's a catch-22 to this, though, right?
Which is what?
Because in a marriage, it's his duty to protect and provide.
Okay.
And it's not optional for us. Imagine, oh, you don't want to fuck me tonight? Cool. I'm not going to pay the mortgage.
That's just as manipulative.
Well, I guess we're going to be on the street then, sir.
That's just as manipulative as a woman being like, "Oh, I'm not going to fuck you tonight because you didn't
buy me my Dooney and Burke bag."
But isn't sex weaponized?
It can be, absolutely.
No, that's not talking about it can be. Is sex not weaponized in today's society?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Right. So it's like, if you're married, we both have rules within the confines of our marriage of things that technically we are supposed to handle, right? But why does one party get to weaponize something and the other party doesn't?
That shouldn't be. So that should never. That's my point. That should never be the case. Yes, we both have our own rules, right? So we should be outlining again. There's that communication thing.
Hold on, Coco. We got somebody hating on our marriage right now.
What?
Chris said, "Don't give my brother none of that brown sugar, Coco. Don't you do it." Look, me and Coco. Let me change this real quick. Okay, first and foremost, don't nobody get to speak on my BBW, my beautiful brown woman. All right, that's my wife, motherfucker, and she giving me all the brown sugar, and I'm giving her all the cinnamon sticks. So fuck you. Back to where we was at.
I cannot. Well, you heard him. Anyway.
I mean, brown sugar and cinnamon together is really good.
It is really good.
Especially in oatmeal. In oatmeal, it's really good.
Shut up, Tiana. I cannot with you right now.
It sound like oatmeal when we get to playing.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Fuck that spaghetti. We got nice sopping wet oatmeal.
Oh, my Lord. What have we done? Anyway. So, honestly, I think, I don't know how many people have seen marriages or just long-term relationships in general take like strong left turns and just completely become the most diabolical, toxic situation you've ever seen in your life with two people who you would have never thought that it would be that way. 9 times out of 10, this is part of the reason why. Because people want to play manipulative games with one another. You are intent on controlling and making this other person do things that you want them to do because it's what you want. And you're not considering anything about the other individual's feelings, their history, nothing. You just don't care about what the other side is experiencing or wants. You only want what you want. And if you're going to have that type of attitude, fine, but go be single somewhere. Don't try to bring a person into a situation because you're pretty much imprisoning them. When you choose to weaponize yourself or weaponize or try to be in a power struggle with a person, there's never going to be any peace in your house.
Yeah, you're supposed to be a team.
Right. The whole point
shouldn't be any
is
weaponizing. There shouldn't be weapons against each other. You're supposed to be a team.
Right. We're supposed to be back to back, us against the world, fighting to be able to continue to live and thrive and have the life that we said that we dreamed about. It shouldn't be that, you went to work all day and busted your ass and went to the gym and to keep your body right. And I was at home and took care of the house and did my workout here at home because that's what's convenient for us. And then you come home and now you're complaining because, this didn't happen or that didn't happen because whatever happened in the day. And now because we are in a rift, now I don't want to give you no sex and you mad because you can't get no pussy. And then I'm mad because 2 weeks later, I show you this Dooney and Burke bag that I want. And you like, bitch, that's $2,000. Well, I couldn't get no pussy 2 weeks ago, so you can't have this Dooney and Burke. You going to have to wait till you slob my knob and do some other stuff. You're going to have to earn that. Really?
All right, Natalia said, I can never look at oatmeal the same again. She also, she said she can't ever. Chris R said, I weaponize sex. This dick has value too. Shit.
I rest.
What the
Yes,
hell?
my nigga. I ain't gonna lie. I have done it too. This dick got power. Okay? Chris Miles said, cinnamon stick, laugh out loud. So,
Well,
sorry, oatmeal. We had to do it a little bit.
It is a good combo.
it is. It's
my
an
favorite, I'm
amazing
just
combo.
saying.
I'm just saying. But yeah, I those are my thoughts on weaponizing sex in a relationship. I don't think it's right for either person to do. I think that you have a serious you have any person who finds himself in that type of situation, you have some serious considerations to make, and you need to look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, where is my self-value? How do I value myself if this is what I'm willing to do to get what I want? Because I'm sorry, but what ain't in you, you won't do. If it's not in you, you won't do it. So if I'm not a manipulative person, I'm not gonna even allow myself to be in a situation where I have to weaponize anything, or I have to.
That's because we love each other. It's understandable.
I don't have to argue and fight with you to get what I want. I'm gonna make a statement and I'm gonna have a conversation, and then it's gonna be what it is, and we're gonna move right on along. Or we can just go on about our business.
You can have whatever you like.
That's right. That's my favorite song, baby. You know it.
Anything you want to add to that?
No.
Butter stick.
Butter stick.
Not butter stick.
No.
Okay. Next question. I hate it when this damn thing turn off. See how better this conversation is already? Chris R said you don't want to listen. Okay, no dick for you tonight. I hardly do that if I'm being honest. True.
I'm gonna have to have a conversation with Jill.
You don't never really have to see, as a man, you don't have to really withhold it too much, because what I've realized is the moment that you tell a female, nah, you can't have it tonight, boy, that hurts your motherfucking feelings. Y'all love to tell a nigga no, but the moment that a nigga's like, no dick tonight, no, leave me alone, don't touch me, I got a headache from yesterday. What? Why can't I have what? Yeah, that's what you know.
Right, because
we don't like being told no. What are you talking about?
You're right. Women, because that's that soft place to land that y'all like so much. Yeah, we like marshmallows. We got feelings. We don't like being told no. Absolutely not. But I still say the same. It goes both ways. See, most women don't like hearing a guy be like, no, don't touch me. I don't want that tonight, because it makes them feel unwanted.
Yeah.
But
that
too
carries
often,
on for
we
women,
feel the same way too.
I was just getting ready to say that, and you took the words right out of my mouth. It's the same thing though with men, which is why I say it's wrong to do in the first place. Mm-hmm. If you are trying to create a space where you have intimacy, you have a space where you can come together, and if you're having your worst day, that person will be your backbone just a little bit. Be that person to support you and say, listen, it's okay that you had a bad day, baby. I still love you. I still think that the world of you. I still look at the light in your eyes like it's going to be okay. You want to be able to have that no matter what. So you have to be willing to consider that it's the same when I say no to you. You feel the same way I feel when you say no to me about in the bedroom. Everybody like that. Everybody like good sex now. Ain't nothing wrong with some good.
I know. That's why you never tell me no. Appreciate you, baby. Shit.
Shh, don't be telling everybody that.
Oh, yeah. Me and Coco is just good, close
We don't need
friends.
to know about you guys.
Natalia said Coco for president.
Listen, y'all want me to run.
2024.
Y'all better start signing some petitions, because I changed the whole country.
Fuck that. This is my goddamn way. Y'all better start giving some money. Y'all see it right there, right now, on Cash App. It is nocappreacts. I am her financial manager. Start sending that over so we can start running for motherfucking president. Coco for president. We need your bucks. We are fighting under the premise of no weaponizing sex on either side of the household.
That's right.
Chris said, I be doing that. Chris R said, I be doing that. I got a headache. If that's all you want from me, I'm tired. All you think about is sex. I'm a person too. Just hold me. Dang.
Oh my gosh.
Just hold me.
He needs some milk.
He needs some milk.
No comment. No comment.
All right. So, don't y'all got some questions too? Or comments?
We have some topics.
I mean,
Topics.
we were talking. Well, so this is that's actually a good one. So
Let's go, President.
I feel like the only reason a person would be willing to withhold something like that from the person that they profess to love is because they aren't loving themselves enough. So I think it's truly, truly important for both parties in any relationship to truly have a great self-love routine. And that goes beyond, I feel like mainstream, when they talk self-love, it's about like makeup and beauty and the physical.
Going
It's
to the
about shit
spa
that
and
doesn't
dumb
matter.
shit,
It
yeah.
goes so far beyond that. You need to be truly come together with somebody. You have to be solid and have a good foundation for yourself. So sometimes that means that we need to take a couple hours out of a day, out of a week, whatever you have figured out works for you, for you to have time for yourself. It is so important to spend time alone sometimes. You need to not have the noise of everybody else around you telling you about what you should do, where you should go, what you should eat, everything else that we get bombarded with in this life, right? Sometimes you need to be able to go to Tempe Town Lake and sit on that bench by yourself.
Yep.
And have that conversation with yourself.
Hold on. That's my spot. Don't be giving away my spot. Shit. Even post-workout, I don't feel like coming home. I just want to take a nice long drive and then just go sit down and chill out at Tempe Town Lake. And look at you. You want to be telling the whole world to go to Tempe Town Lake and fuck with Mr. Go Get Up.
No, this is going back to what you were saying on previous shows. You know, go sit at the lake.
Go
and,
sit
you
by
know,
the lake and have a
Have a
conversation.
conversation. Yeah, have that with yourself.
True. I mean, this is the thing. Most people aren't even in touch with who they are personally.
Mm-hmm.
They're not in touch with. See, they're like, oh, I love myself. Cool. How do you show you love yourself?
Exactly.
This is the easiest way to know if someone truly loves themselves. Do you take care of yourself? When I say yourself, I mean 100% yourself. Are you eating correctly? Are you physically taking care of your body? Because this is the thing. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to hear the excuses of, oh, my friend won't go. Because guess what? Your friend ain't going to die when you die, motherfucker, unless y'all in a car accident.
You better tell him about it, baby.
You gonna have a heart attack. You gonna have diabetes. You are relying on someone else to help you make you better. Mm-hmm. If you want to be mentally sound, cool. What are you doing? You can't blame it on a therapist for not having the money to spend it on a therapist because really, again, at the end of the day, you can have a therapy session with yourself. You can meditate. There's so many things that you can read a book on self-help. Yep. How about go look in the mirror and just have a conversation with yourself? That within itself changes a lot of things because when you have to face yourself, there's a level of accountability that you really can't put off on anyone else because you have to literally face yourself.
Absolutely. But that's what scares people the most.
It is. We have this
About that
conversation all the time.
All the time.
The scariest thing for any human being to have to do is to face themselves. I truly, truly believe that. And
it is, but and it's scary because when you have to face yourself, like you said, babe, there's that accountability. See, it's not a lot of people, when they say the word accountability, they always think about external accountability. They think about, oh, well, I just signed up with Bailey to be my trainer, so Bailey's going to hold me accountable about what I'm putting in my mouth and whether or not I'm going to the gym. But the reality is, if Bailey dropped dead, God forbid. But
that was an extreme.
Because sometimes you have to go to the extreme because that's how people think. People are thinking
just like shit. If he drops dead, we gotta finish the show. We gotta know how to work that shit and take
I don't know nothing about it, but I'm gonna keep pushing buttons till I figure it out. But look, so if something happens to Bailey and Bailey can't
be on the show,
no. All right, it was the extreme. I'm sorry. I apologize. You're not gonna die anyway. If something happens to Bailey though, where he cannot, he can He can no longer hold me accountable for what I signed up for with him. What happens then? Who's the person who steps in for both? There isn't one. You have to step in for yourself. Yep. So if we're looking at ourselves in the mirror and we're holding ourselves accountable, we have to acknowledge that whatever happened in our life that brought us here.
That's what it's like for a lot of people.
Exactly. You looking in the mirror. Exactly. You screaming your head off because you're like, oh my, I've done this to myself. I've made all of these choices and decisions. And what a lot of people don't realize is you don't have to stay where you are. You never have to stay where you are, good or bad, no matter what the circumstances are, no matter what the situation is. You never have to stay where you are. If you get in the mirror and you look at yourself and you don't like what you see, change it.
Yep.
No matter what it takes, hell or high water.
You don't have to be stagnant.
That's right.
You don't need to be standing in quicksand. You can get yourself up from wherever you at. So this goes back to, man, I'm really going to bring my motivational minutes page back where every day is about today is the beginning of the best day of your life, because that is a reality. Today really is the beginning of the best day of your life. See, like, a lot of y'all motherfuckers don't even understand. Y'all see that? What, right before Christmas? I broke my elbow. I could have let that shit get me all the way down and be crazy and down and got depressed and shit. But guess what? At the end of the day, push through it. I'm already back in the gym. I've been back in the gym for a minute. Like, things in life, see, everything is about how you see it. Mm-hmm. If you look at life and go, I got this, let's do it, come on. Nothing can ruin, like, I've never had, it's been some years. I haven't had what you would consider a bad day in life in a very, 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 like years, over a decade, almost 2 decades. There's no such thing as a bad day in life anymore. And the reason for that is because I face myself and I hold myself accountable day in and day out for every decision, every choice, every morsel of food I put in my mouth, water, alcohol, anything, which is why I stopped doing so many different things in order to focus on what is in front of me. Because as long as you focus on what is in front of you, you can never lose. Someone else is not... I was having a conversation with someone today. Women today, when it comes to relationships, are chasing this extreme level of happiness. But unfortunately, the funny part is I've never seen anyone achieve it. And my question, which is the next question, is what is happiness to you guys? Especially in a relationship. What is someone else bringing to you that truly makes you happy that you can't bring to yourself?
Okay, because I was thinking it was one of those trick questions. So where it's like, happiness comes from within. You got to make yourself happy first before you can, I thought it was one of those, but okay. What can somebody else bring to you? I guess that depends on the person, honestly. Like I said before, everybody's different. What you value, I might not value.
I can tell you one thing that we all definitely do value. Females, anyway. They're like men. Some good dick.
Yeah, that's valuable.
And she then walks away.
All right. You just drop that fucking bomb and then walk away. Anyway, what else is valuable? I think communication, that's like the biggest thing. That's always valuable. If somebody can communicate with you without, yelling and all that stuff. You guys can have an adult conversation with whatever the issue is. That's pretty darn valuable. What else females value? I don't know. Again, that's really hard for me to answer because
Answer for yourself.
Okay.
What is it that someone else can bring to your life that's going to make you so happy that you can't just do for yourself?
Hell, the answer for me is nothing. I mean, aside from that good
I'm
dick.
trying to think. Besides what she said, honestly, that's the only thing you can't do for yourself.
That's the only thing I can't do for myself. I can't fuck myself. Like I can't.
Now fuck or make love.
Both.
All of the above.
Okay.
Women can't do that. I don't care how much women like to talk about their fucking toys.
Listen,
and
I'm a
all
toy
that
girl.
bullshit.
I'm
not.
I have toys. I like toys. I will use my toys. However,
Is it
that
the
does
same,
not
though?
mean
It doesn't replace
I was just
it.
about to say that does
No.
not mean that I don't want a man with a nice penis in my bed. Like it doesn't mean that. And I can't always have that, so I must be able to sustain myself and my needs. Like there are repercussions to not orgasming. Did you know this? Like
Yes, I did.
There are repercussions for
They
the
have
man's
studies on
penis
this.
will shrink.
Wait,
okay?
what?
If he don't have enough sex, a man's penis will shrink.
I heard it affects
I've been
the
saying
prostate.
this for the longest time.
I heard it affects
It
the
will
prostate
fuck
too.
up our penis. It hurts. We feel it in our stomach. It fucks up our prostate glands. There's
Yep.
so many things that happens. Look, ladies, you can keep holding out. Okay, keep holding out. When he go get some pussy from somebody else because he is physically in pain, you cheated on me. No, I didn't. I saved my life.
It was necessary.
It was necessary. I had to get some pussy before I died.
Oh, damn.
Shit.
Yeah.
But yes, no, this is true. So you know, to me, that's like the saddest thing about the world we live in. That things that since the ancient times have been just seen as a natural thing to happen, have now been weaponized, demonized, put down, and now people have this immensely skewed view about its purpose and what it is and how to conduct themselves in these spaces, and it's caused the collapse of our society. I'm sorry, like
It has.
it's still falling right now. We're falling apart actively. People, wake up! So
Coco for president.
Coco for president, guys.
But see, here's the thing. Now, this is the crazy part. The one thing that y'all are saying would make the biggest difference in your life is in the world we live in today, like sex is more free than what it's ever been in life, but it's now weaponized, demonized, all these different things. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, so since sex became more freely given and played upon, which at the same time, like, can we really say that it's really that prevalent? Because now it is being weaponized, but it's also being sold. Hence the OF girls, because they're like a dime a dozen now. Mm-hmm. The corn stars, because shit, they can't even make it out of college before they done shot scene number 4,226, and they're on penis number 7,402. So it's like, if sex is so widely given and out there, why is it so hard for people to truly just come together and be happy?
Because they choose not to, in my opinion. So here's what I have to say about that. Which I don't know if I'm the proper person to even speak on it, because
Well, you're here.
Coco for president.
anyway,
What the fuck you mean?
so listen, I feel that if two people who are are secure in themselves, have all their principles and characters together, they got solid foundations under them, they're living their good life, and they have found their happiness, their peace within themselves, and they come together, I believe those two people can have a happy relationship. They can have a happy life, and they can build that to look like and be whatever it is that they want it to be.
So
Extra
Chris
people.
R says peace. Give me peace and support, and I can do all things. So he needs peace. You need penis.
Sounds about right.
I mean, because I'm
Do y'all see how easy this shit is? It is fucking easy.
and I'm saying, so that's the great thing about society. We really do like to overcomplicate things that are not complicated. We put ourselves through ringers unnecessarily. We choose not to face ourselves. We choose not to look at ourselves and hold ourselves accountable and take the steps that we can take to do what we want to do in our life. And then we want to point to everybody else in the world and say, this is your fault and that's your fault. And I'm doing this because my mama did this to me, blah, blah. Listen, I don't care if you're 17 or 70. Get over it. Do whatever it is that you got to do to let that shit go and go live the life you want to live. Because, baby, your mama might be dead. Your mama might be somewhere getting the dick that you wish you had. Your mama might be somewhere doing 1,000,001 things, sitting at somebody's casino, gambling away her freaking monthly check. Who knows? Who knows what she's doing? But, babe, I can assure you this. She ain't nowhere worrying about you while you over here sulking and blaming her for all the problems in your world. No, she's not to blame anymore. You've been responsible for yourself for quite some time. So, come on.
She's over there cracking up in her own
Killing me with the sound effects.
Right. I'm just adding in where it's supposed to go. I'm just doing my job.
But I believe, I really do. When a person has in their own internal value and you value yourself highly and you refuse to settle for anything less than what you know that you can have, and nobody gets to determine that except for you, then how can you not be happy? How can you not have a good life? Because the minute that man or woman comes into your world and thinks that they're going to doormat you or tell you what you should or shouldn't be doing, and you know you're secure within yourself, and that person doesn't have a good intent for you, and they're just trying to get over on you, you're not going to tolerate that. You're walking away. You're done. It's not going to be no back and forth. It's not going to be none of that shit. You're going to do what you got to do, and you're going to move on with your life. Because you're trying to keep your pathway open. You're trying to keep your alignment where you need it to be, so that good that you're waiting for, that good.
Oh, you mean that good dick? Because that good dick gonna give you right alignment. I'm gonna have you lying right the fuck out. You might actually start lining up.
I set myself up for that one, didn't
I? We're back to the cinnamon and brown sugar.
Cinnamon and brown sugar, girl.
I wasn't talking about us.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But yes, exactly. Like, even
so you see what Butterscotch Baby just did? You see what she just tried to do to us?
You said it. You said it first.
But that's just where I'm at with it. Like, I believe, I hear people all the time. Oh, well, that's easy to say because you've got. Well, you don't know that for sure. That's just what you observe. And that's the other thing. People really have to. We got to let go of this comparing ourselves to other people.
Oh man.
You, like Bernie Mac said, the only person I'm comparing myself to is myself yesterday. My goal every morning when I get up out of my bed is to be a better me than I was the day before. That's it.
No competition with other people, just your old self.
Yep, just your old self. You just trying to outdo you, baby. You gotta, if you made mistakes, we all make mistakes. We human. We learning. If you're living and learning and growing, or you're dying. So you messed up yesterday. That's all right. Pick yourself up, strap up them boots, and get on the move. Keep it moving. Gotta be
because you can't
moving
compete
forward.
with a motherfucking boss. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
You got it.
You can't compete with a motherfucking boss. There's no competition over here. Now you can go ahead and do whatever you think you're gonna do on your side. Have fun. Toodaloo, latte, die. But for the real ones, I don't know what to tell you. You ain't competition. All right. So, wait. Butterscotch Baby.
I guess
anything
that's me.
You want to add to this?
Oh no. I think Coco.
The president has spoken.
The president has spoken.
No word from Vice President.
So I just want to say, like I said, she and I, we have, hours and hours and hours long conversations where we go back and forth with this stuff. So it's like the stuff she's saying, it's stuff that she and I, we talk about, we agree on and all that. So, she kind of covered it all.
Okay, so then, all right, so let's go here. Let's take this a different route.
Okay.
Because this is a route that likes to ruffle motherfuckers' feathers all the goddamn time, right? But I think it's a conversation that more people need to have and really start to look at what reality is. So, I was on another podcast a couple of weeks ago, and I said something, and I was very much corrected by a female as well. Women outnumber men 10-1. I thought it was 7-1. I guess the upgraded numbers are now 10 to 1.
I can see that.
10 to 1. So a lot of people are out here looking for happiness, love, in these relationships, but so many people are also talking about this perfect man that God's just going to send them, that they don't have to fucking do no work for, or become better for, or lose weight for, or nothing. Like, you're just gonna send me this amazing man that's gonna come through the motherfucking mail and just love me for the rest of my life, no matter how shitty, fucked up, dookie I am.
Ooh.
Right? To me, that's just not reality.
Nope.
I live in reality. I do live in reality. If reality is men are outnumbered 10 to 1, and good men are far and few between, what are the rest of these women going to do other than, because if this number continues to increase, y'all do realize, like, whether you like it or not, you gotta have to share the man you're with, or just say fuck it.
Well, I see a lot of women just saying fuck it. That's why a lot of the women are on their, career stuff and, just kind of saying fuck it, moving on and just doing stuff on their own, because that's usually the situation that they're faced with. And most women out here don't want to accept that. So I see them choose the fuck it. They just succeed by themselves. I don't know.
Yeah, I see a lot of women saying fuck it, but settling for some bullshit.
Or there's that.
Because that's real talk. Like,
But are these women happy with settling for? Because the epitome of settle. See, people say, "Oh, well, I refuse to settle," right? But then you ask them about their past relationships, and all the fuck you did was fucking settle.
Yeah.
And now, when you're past your prime, and not too many motherfuckers really want you like that, now you refuse to settle. To me, you ask me, that's some backwards ass shit. Chris R said they gotta just take somebody else's man.
Oh,
no, you didn't, Chris. Okay.
So I mean, they still sharing. They still sharing. What was you gonna say, Tiana? I'm sorry, butterscotch baby.
I don't know.
Okay,
I
so
forgot.
the epitome of settling to me is having nothing, like no man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to have no man and spend the rest of your life playing with a fucking rose, never knowing again what it's like to be held by someone, kissed by someone.
I mean, a lot of these chicks turn to each other.
Yeah, it's a lot of lesbians out here in these streets.
True, but they don't stay lesbian because they all say the same thing. I miss masculine energy. I'm sorry, but Bob the Butcher, who's sitting here acting like a man and fucking you with a strap on, is just not the same.
No, I'm sure it's not.
But, a lot of women lie to themselves. They convince themselves that it is. Or deep down they know it isn't, but like you said, they settle. They settle for that.
Yeah, they adjust themselves to become suddenly comfortable with this newfound liberation of feminism and pussy all the time.
Finna what?
Feminism.
Okay, so this is the thing, though. And this is why these conversations, because I'm trying to make the shit make sense, right? Like, you can't on one hand say that you're chasing this happiness, but then because you don't get it the way you want it, you settle for some other shit that really isn't happy. Because then, is the problem actually happiness?
I don't think the problem is ever actually happiness. I think, especially in today's world, I feel like women have this just warped view of what a good relationship is supposed to be because of social media and what Granny and Auntie and them told them what type of man they were supposed to get or want to get, or their crew of friends, who the people they hang out and surround themselves with, or they have this vision of the fairy tales that the Disney done painted the picture of this, knight in shining armor coming to rescue me, sugar daddy gonna come
that's where
and
it
get
started.
rid of all of
fucking
them.
Disney.
No, it started way before Disney, but
Okay,
he,
well, what
he
the
made
fuck
it
is-
worse.
No. It started with Disney.
It started with
It
Disney.
started with Disney.
You think
That's-
it started with
yes.
Disney, like solely with Disney?
No,
Disney's old.
No, think about this. Disney came around in like the 30s and the 40s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
When
you're
did
right.
the family really start to break up?
Like the
50s
40s and
-ish,
50s.
yeah.
Late
40s,
40s, early
40s and
50s.
50s. It
Yeah.
only took a decade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10 years of watching Prince Charming, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Like, literally, you're being sold a fairy tale.
Yep. This is true. Yeah.
And then all the little girls are being taught that, Disney princess and the fairy tales and all that bullshit. It's like embedded in
right.
in us
It's indoctrination. It's
Yeah.
indoctrination and programming. So
all that programming.
if
yep.
you and when we put it that way, then it's not. So here we're dealing with a group of people. Then like you just asked the question, is it really about happiness? No, it's about the fact that these women are delusional. We have this disillusionment that we're going to just go out here and we're just going to stay focused on this, and then all of a sudden Prince Charming's going to come and he's going to rescue me, and I'm not going to have to work anymore, and I'm going to be able to be the princess and the queen, and I'm going to have servants falling at my feet, and I'm going to have a seamstress. All of the fairy tale. I'm going to get to live this fairy tale in real life. You can have the fairy tale, but it's going to be some work. You might have to build that empire, that dynasty with that man. You might have to grunge it through, sift through some mud to get to the thing that it is that you want. The problem is that we have been sold the ideal of our happiness being wrapped up in that fantasy, and as if we're helpless and we have no power to be able.
Hold on real quick. Rudy said, try a long distance relationship. Then you can lie to your friends about what kind of guy you have. They won't meet him anyway.
That is funny as hell. I mean, yeah, if you're trying to go along with the fantasies and illusions and the delusions that women like to follow, that is perfect.
That's wow.
So I want you guys to really think of this and take this to in every Disney fairy tale, it always ends with happily ever after.
Yep.
What is happily ever after, and how come it's never been shown?
That is a good question.
It's implied.
It's implied with the ending. Yeah, he put the glass slipper on her foot, or now I'm sitting here trying to think of the ending.
They go to the castle. They have some little whatever, some way they didn't align, and then they find each other, and then they hug and they kiss, and then it's magic and fairy dust.
Okay, but what
and then they ride
about
off to the castle.
these Disney ones that they do like Shrek?
But hold on. So okay, great. This is what I want you guys to actually pay attention to, because I started paying attention to Disney movies, and really, fuck you, because I'm like a brown Shrek.
Look, I love Shrek. I was just gonna refer to the point.
I was gonna say, and
that,
you are my Fiona.
Oh.
Anyway.
Okay. All right. But if you actually look at all from the Aladdins to even Shrek, all of Puss in Boots, everything Disney or anything Disney related, you know one thing that they all have in common? Don't they always have to overcome some bullshit?
Yeah.
In order.
That's what I was saying.
That's
They
where I
go
was
through
heading.
some shit,
So
then
it's
they.
you literally have to go through
Yeah.
bullshit or accept bullshit
Yep.
to get over it, to then be happily ever after, but never be shown what.
And that's a lie. You don't have to do that. We don't have to accept that. We never have we ever had to accept that. And that, to me, that's what I really find. That's where I was headed. Even with that happily ever after, with Shrek, any of these Disney movies that have had a follow up, they're not a redo of the same storyline, but a continuation of the storyline. Like Shrek, where you've got Shrek 2 and Shrek 3 and all these spinoffs. Exactly. They always put some big, huge obstacle. That's great to teach people that you can do hard things and that you can overcome things. But I don't like the ideal of thinking that we have to do that in order to get to true and real love, because that's not
But
true.
Here's the thing. Here's the question. Like the ultimate question is, because love is beautiful, love is sweet, love is pure. Relationships are beautiful, sweet, pure. In order to like y'all motherfuckers, like she's darkness and she's light. Okay, like your friendship. Did y'all really have to go through bullshit in order to become the friends that you guys are today?
No,
No.
not at all.
So what you're telling me is you guys can be happy and be in total alignment and not go through bullshit?
Yeah.
Yes.
In fact, we've gone through no bullshit.
Not now.
Like with each other.
No.
Oh, so what you're telling me is like you can actually get along with someone and everything because I'm gonna tell you, like even in my relationships, you know what I hear all the time? Oh, it's so too good to be true. Like there's gotta be something fucked up. Like this and that, right? But is it real? Is it true? ASL said they need to stop buying everything that's being sold. Get in tune with your true self. Mm-hmm. Stop being influenced by outside sources. Relationships take work. We all need to work on ourselves. Rudy said, because they not fucking.
Wait, was that in response to the Disney stuff?
Yeah, well, they're not fucking. In the Disney movies, they aren't fucking.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
it's implied.
True that.
True that it is implied because it is for kids.
Yes.
Yeah, they got to keep it G-rated, y'all. Got to keep it G-rated.
Yeah, because if you had me make a Disney movie, we fucking. We fucking.
Thank goodness
We
they
fucking
put
on
Bailey
top. We
in no
fucking
Disney
on
movie.
top of the fruit.
Not on top of the fruit.
Why not? Ain't nothing like some chocolate on some fruit.
Oh, shut up, Bailey. Cannot with you. Oh my God.
Some cinnamon and some brown sugar
Look,
on top of that
on
fruit.
top of that fruit. Oh my goodness.
Butterscotch ass.
Wait, what was the question again? Totally lost now.
So do we really have to have turmoil in order to like have a? Because we're always told that relationships are hard and we have to work in it. We got to do all this shit. But in real life, like for real, is that really the case? Because we find so many people that we just mesh with and are perfect fits for, but we literally go out our way to fuck it up or create some drama because we feel like it came too easy.
Right, self-sabotage. That's a real thing. So, but self-sabotage is also a trauma response. So it's funny that came up because that's something that I realized about myself. I don't know if we just talked about this or not. I don't know if I mentioned it, but
I don't know.
we were having
Let's hear it.
we were having a conversation, and it really did make it come back to my mind again that I think I was probably about in my mid-20s when I realized that I had this core belief that the only way for me to reach true love was for it to come through some traumatic event. Like I had to experience. You get on my nerves, Bailey. Lord have mercy.
Fucking annoying.
Why? My internet husband is a mess. I had to go through some type of trauma or traumatic event in order for me to be able to connect and bond with someone, which is actually called trauma bonding, which is not healthy.
It's not.
And I had to work that out for myself. I had to get with myself and be like, girl, you really don't, you don't got to do that. You don't have to hurt first to love. You don't.
Rudy said, once the fucking starts, that's when the problems come. No, that's not when the problems come. That's when we start coming. Okay? He said, when you truly love someone, you evolve through the turmoil. Well, here's the thing. Like, okay, so in all serious notes, once you start having sex, yes, that's where emotions, like women are very emotional. And women don't understand how important sex is to us, which that also does create emotion. Because honestly,
some women,
if I really start fucking the shit out of you, like, I'm really going to start fucking loving the shit out of you, because that's what happens, which is why sometimes it's okay to just hit and run or hit a couple times and then be like, all right, we should be cool, because you never know. When you truly love someone, you evolve through the turmoil. Ask ourselves this, and I want this for everybody, even the people watching. What is the turmoil that you have actually gone through in a relationship that wasn't self-inflicted? Starting with butterscotch, baby. Have you ever gone through something in a relationship that, honestly, at the end of the day, wasn't self-inflicted? Like, you literally knew what was going to happen.
Yeah. In that context, I'd have to say no. I haven't. Because that's where, like, self-accountability comes in and reflecting. It's like, if you look back on whatever the issue was, whatever you're going through, the turmoil is, yeah, if you really think back, you can pinpoint where that started. You probably got a feeling about it. You know what I'm saying? And you didn't say anything about it, or you didn't do anything about it. Mm-hmm. And it's like you knew that shit was going to happen, but you let it happen anyway. Now you're here. Now you feel some type of way. So in reality, like, yeah, it is self-inflicted. You could have stopped that shit back then.
Right, and that's like that thing that you see on the internet now. They be talking about what are the red flags? Red flags, and how many red flags do we ignore? And when the whole red flag thing came up, I'm like, yeah, everybody be walking around with all kinds of red flags. The thing in today's dating world has always been, well, what red flags am I willing to deal with? What am I willing to accept? What am I willing to tolerate? And it's like, yeah, that's up to you. So therefore, yeah, what are you going through in any relationship, whether it's from yourself to whoever, that isn't self-inflicted? No one, if you're honest with yourself, no one can say that there is any turmoil that you've experienced that isn't self-inflicted. I mean, with the exception of maybe like DV situations or abusive situations where even a person just feels like they don't have the ability to remove themselves from it, maybe. And even then, still, to some degree, at some point, that is still self-inflicted, because
you're making
I'd rather risk my life to run than to just stay and take whatever this person is going to give me.
Now that goes down a whole other rabbit hole of psychology and stuff. But,
so there is we're talking about some deep stuff here. Like, really, this is deep. The fact that a person would be in any situation, and I don't care what it is, whether it's your relationship, you go to have a party with someone, or you get into an environment with a group of people that everyone's not known to you, and you find yourself in a situation, and now this is a tight, tense, I don't know if I really like this type situation. You have an option. Nothing controls you except for you. Period. Unless you was like riddled with parasites and they have now taken over your brain and you are a little walking alien, you control yourself. So if you're in this situation and you're in tune with yourself and you're practicing some self-awareness,
parasites
and mindfulness,
brain-eating parasites.
Like,
and mobile are real.
They are.
They found out bread-eating parasites was in their brain.
So, but yeah, you're controlling yourself. So why do you and see, for me, I ask people questions that are truly open-ended, because I want them to think about, why would you choose to stay in this situation? If you don't like it, it doesn't feel good. I'm watching teachers online telling children, no, you go tell him, I don't like that. Please don't do that. And it's right. If we don't start teaching our children at young ages to set boundaries and assert themselves, and that it's okay for you to not like something and not to be a people pleaser, as a recovering people pleaser, please start doing this for your children. Do not teach your children that it's their job to bend and be who you want them to be, that it's okay for them to change what they want to make somebody else happy, because that's why we got people that are extremely vulnerable and to being taken advantage of out here in these streets right now, today.
They don't know any better.
Yes, Abdi, the podcast is on live. We are currently live on the air right now.
Hey.
Back to where you were at, Butterscotch Baby. That's going to be your nickname.
Please don't.
Little Butterscotch Baby.
Oh. I wasn't saying nothing. That was Coco. I was
No,
just
you
agreeing.
was. You said something.
I don't know. And then you interrupted. Now I forgot. I don't know.
Oh, they said what she said is so true. I fuck with that. Thank you, Abdi Sweden. Okay, so is love and relationships really hard? Like, is it really that hard?
I don't think so.
It shouldn't be. The base of it isn't. Like if you just keep it to basics, it's not. But people don't do that.
Okay, so here we are in 2024. Today is March 21st. 2024 years, fourscore and forever million years ago, we were created. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
In about 1981, they came out with the internet. It blew up by 97, 98. It truly became the World Wide Web by 2005. It turned into social media by 2009. It was Facebook, MySpace, and it was where Instagram came into play. Now we have Twitter, which is now X, and you have Snapchat, and the latest, greatest is TikTok, etc. Now, along with all of that came dating websites. And the current state of the world, do you think that the emergence of the internet has made dating better or worse? And I say that because prior to the internet, you only had access to the person in your city or your circle, or if you were willing to go to the bar, club, pool, lounge, etc. Now you have access at the tip of your fingers. Wah, wah. Okay? Do you think that the internet has actually ruined personal relationships?
Oh, yeah, I would have to say yes, because it just creates like a false reality, and it makes people think they have all these options that they really don't. Like it makes too many options. You know what I mean? Like before that, you just had what's in front of you, which you can walk outside or go to the grocery store or wherever you go. You have that, or if you travel or whatever. But now it's like, yeah, you have access to, like, we can sit here right now and have access to somebody in China or something just by.
I don't know if I want some China pussy.
That's your personal preference.
It's just far away.
I mean, it is, but hey, you
I
can.
need you to be one call away, not one call, 3 flights.
Okay, well. Okay, so maybe in New York or something, we'll keep it within the United States.
That's a 6-hour flight. I ain't gonna be horny no more. Abdi Sweden said, hell yes!
Anyway, you get my point. There's too many, it creates too many options, but I feel like those options are like, they're false. They're not real. It just makes people think like they have all that shit. They really don't.
Right. So I'm glad you said that. Have you seen a commercial for it's a new reality show that's coming on where they're going to bring people who've been in online only relationships.
Oh, you mean
together?
So you're basically talking about catfish.
No.
Think about that.
No, it essentially is. It's like catfish.
Wait, with this show, do they have these people ever did FaceTime or anything?
Yeah,
like that?
they've talked. They had on. I don't know the
video
details.
chat.
All I know is these people have been engaged with each other, but only on the internet. And then in this reality TV show, they're now going to come bring them together and put them all in the same house for 3 weeks or some ish. And now,
so they got
some of these situations, in real life. And so in some of these situations, some of these people do feel like they were catfish because some people not looking like what they all their pictures was saying that they were looking
or
like.
moving like how they said they move, etc.
All of that, exactly.
Abdi Sweden said, "Man said catfish is so funny."
It is. Is that show still on?
I don't know if it still comes on.
No, it is.
It
the
is.
fact that in 2024 niggas is still getting catfish makes no fucking sense to me.
It doesn't.
How have you?
Because
oh, we got all these Snapchat filters.
Wait a minute. It's because, again, what I was saying, like, people think they have all these options. Like,
Right.
this shit's not real. It's not real. I'm sorry. I don't look at social media as being... I mean, I know
Any
there's
type of
real,
reality?
No, like, there's real people on there. But, you can get on there and say you're literally an empress. You've got a fucking small country. And then...
Hey, I feel attacked.
What?
You stupid.
Just an example. You get what I'm saying.
I am
You
a
can-
prince. What do you mean?
Well...
I am from the township of Zamundashi.
Zamunda. See what I'm saying?
No, not Zamunda. The real city is Zamundashish.
Anyway, you see my point. You can be whoever the fuck you want to be on there. You can make up whoever you are because you're not happy in your real life and you're not really putting in that work to be who you really want to be. So you're like, you know what? I'll take the easy route and just create this fictitious,
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna create a whole persona.
a whole persona.
My little pony.
And then you got all these other people doing the same shit, and y'all are just interacting with each other in these fake ass worlds. Like,
Yeah, these fantasies. Instead of going to play a Fortnite game, you done brought Fortnite to real life on Facebook.
and what's the other one? My kids fucking play that. The Sims.
Oh, Sims.
Oh
Yeah,
my
that
goodness.
too. Yeah.
You can just build a fake life.
Build a whole fake life. And listen, that ish belongs in games. It does not belong in real life. But I think
Tell that to the adults.
only to the adults.
Right.
Because that's fine, but my problem is when we got people who are adult chronological ages that don't seem to understand that. Like they don't get it and they don't follow that. And if that's the space a person wants to be in, that's fine. But I have the right to walk away from you and act as if you don't exist.
Abdi said, laugh out loud. Those who get catfish must really be stupid. How do you get catfished? So, okay.
One way to get catfish is for a chick to be taking all these pictures with nothing but Snapchat filters. And then you show up and then
Let's talk about that.
Bob the Builder shows up.
Okay, let's talk about
me
that.
No, because
Okay, so in the world that we live in today, there's this wonderful thing called filters. Okay, like one of my businesses is photography and videography, right? And I can make, not talking about you, baby, okay?
Okay.
I can make Fiona look like the Princess Bride. Okay? Mm-hmm. Should that be really allowed in the world we live in? And as a woman, because men, well, at least no, my black ass, I ain't gonna use no fucking filter. But if you consistently take pictures of yourself filtered, which gives you a false sense of who you are, does that affect y'all?
yes,
Absolutely.
it affects your self-esteem and like how you view yourself is now warped. It's skewed. So you're walking around as your regular ass self. Now you feel like you always need to have some kind of filter on, or that's why people put on all that extra makeup and everything. Like,
Which is why I just refuse to do it.
yeah.
You see this lip gloss? This is about the most makeup I done had on, and I
I
don't
told
even know
you stop
when.
wearing that shit.
Okay, man, no problem for me because I'm happy to put on some chapstick and keep it rocking.
I like
but
lip gloss,
so
but yeah.
and now and that's not to say that I've never been a woman who would wear makeup because in my younger
love
years,
makeup.
I really did, and I still do like to play in makeup sometimes.
It's
but
fun.
Play in makeup.
Play.
yes,
It's fantasy.
because that's what
It's not real.
That's what makeup is. It's something for us to play in. It's something for us to have fun with. It's a beauty enhancer. It's
was just
not.
gonna say that.
It's not. I don't know what these chicks be doing. That be spending
the
3.5, 4
contouring
hours
shit.
in
It
the
changes how
mirror.
you look.
Yeah, exactly. Doing all the
Contouring.
contour because it really does change your face. I have seen makeup jobs where chick got 65 craters and pimples on her face, and now all of a sudden she has the most perfect skin tone.
I have seen some voodoo. Have you watched those videos?
Girl, makeup voodoo, the before and after. Yes, ma'am. I'm like, oh my God. Lord, I hope she put some permanent spray on that makeup, because if that man wake up with her regular face, he gonna think, he
might disappear.
He might just disintegrate right there in the bed next to her, because
she might disappear.
She might disappear. Oh yeah, that too. Listen, because it's amazing the things that they can do with makeup. Now, you talked about photography and the filters and the different things that you can do and that you can use, right? So I've always known this was possible. What do they call that? Photoshop. So you have Photoshop, and you can Photoshop all types of things. You've seen people do all kinds of fun. Look at this. He done put. What the hell just happened?
What?
Oh, he put the video inside. I'm like, what is going on? I'm confused over here. So you can do these type of fun things with video, right? Where you can manipulate pictures and videos. But we've been watching them do this for years in media. We've been watching them take Kim Kardashians and the Kardashian girls. Let's just say the Kardashian girls.
Oh, and J-Lo. Oh my God.
J-Lo. We've seen it.
They keep her looking young.
We've seen it across the board in every majorly named media outsource across this country. You put makeup on the people who got to be behind the camera, giving us our news, giving us whatever they're doing in videography, and sometimes it's absolutely necessary. And then you've got these people who go and take photo shoots in these amazing outfits and doing these amazing product line shoots, and you've got all of this stuff that they do. They make their butts bigger. They take wrinkles out of their face. They get rid of.
with a bigger butt, just like.
Yeah, me too.
But it has to be real.
Yeah, no. I didn't say I wanted a fake one.
I'm just saying, like, the picture's not real.
I'm literally referring to how they will take that photo, and a chick who is literally a 2x4 all of a sudden has a C booty.
Curves.
She got mad curves, and that's the most deceptive thing that you could do. And then the crazy part to me is,
so you gave a 2x4 an S curl.
Yes, Bailey. Yes. So you give the 2x4 an S.
Just checking. That's all. I'm just checking.
So you give the 2x4 an S curl, and then a little girl sees that 2x4 out in the streets, and she's been epitomizing this 2x4 all this time, thinking that she had an S curl.
You mean idolizing,
epitomizing, whatever. You know what the hell I meant. So
don't come for me, motherfucker. Don't come for me.
Unless I send for you. Anyway. But we've set my whole point to this is there's been a standard set for beauty that doesn't honor all, but has everybody looking like I need to alter myself to meet this perception of beauty. And they've disregarded their own perception. They've disregarded the beauty of their mother, their grandmother, their great-grandmother. All of the people who made them who they are, they've completely disregarded it because media says that I have to be this list of things and look this way in order for me to be considered beautiful. And now we've just taken what that was for us growing up in the 80s and 90s, and we brought that to online, and now that's everywhere. It's a worldwide thing. You have people in what is considered a quote-unquote third world country who they barely got access to clean water. They don't have great access to good medical health or good clean food. They're holding and pinching at straws to be able to survive, much less thrive. But I'm more concerned about what the label is on my t-shirt, what label of shoes I'm wearing, what label is in my clothing, what I can put on that says that I've made it. I'm successful. I'm the picture of success. I'm the picture of, I started from the bottom, now I'm here. But I'm really not here. I'm still on the bottom. I'm still suffering. I'm still going through the hardest of times in life. I still am not secure within myself and who I am as a person. Here in America, we got people out here who can't even pay their rent. But
hold on. If anybody wants to pay my rent,
I was just gonna say the same thing.
just
That's why I laughed.
again, no Capp reacts on Cash App. No Capp reacts on Cash App. Or you can hit my Instagram, no Capp reacts, and
Or you can hit
send
Miss Tiana Marie
Zelle.
Cash App.
No,
I
I'm
take
I'm
Zelle
taking
as
all
well.
I'm taking all funds. If you want to send it to Miss Tiana Marie,
right,
Zelle as
just
well,
put our names in the subject line if you're Zelling or
PayPal.
Cash Apping or
Got PayPal.
PayPaling our
What's
stuff.
the other
Just
one?
you know,
I got all of them.
Abdi said, "Nah, so y'all don't hop on FaceTime when y'all want to get to know each other." I know they did that when we were talking about catfish,
Right.
And then he said they be living in a false reality.
Sure do.
and they do. People are living in a false reality because they have bought the sauce. They have bought into.
They drank the Kool-Aid.
They drank the Kool-Aid.
Okay, but how do we unprogram this?
You have to unlearn all that you've learned. You have to be willing to let go. You have to ask yourself, what is really the most important thing to you? Is it more important for you to have a label on, or is it more important for you to have peace and calm in your life? Or can you sit somewhere and breathe deeply for 10 minutes and not have a whole conniption and be okay, and then slow walk yourself through whatever it is your next steps are? Or are you really locked into this high speed rat race of a life? Are you really locked into the matrix so heavy that you feel as though there's no way that you can get out?
Okay, so with that being said, yeah, it's a lot, boy. It's a lot.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so just based off of the conversation that we're having tonight, right? Mm-hmm. Knowing where we are currently in the climate that we are in, and having this conversation, and clearly you guys are aware of what is going on out here. Who do you think is drinking the Kool-Aid more? Men or women?
Women, for sure.
Definitely
What kind of
women.
questions? Women are the ones that we just said that they got to be filtered, and you gotta, most women feel like they have to meet all these certain standards of beauty, and they think that beauty is where it's at. In other words, like how you look, or if you fit this certain standard, you're gonna attract the high value man that they're looking for, and all that good stuff. Like,
All right, and then we talked about fast tracking, like living this fast paced life that we're in today, right? Mm-hmm. And a lot of that is pushed. The narrative that is pushed is become your own boss, become a boss bitch, a boss babe, start your own business, etc. Right?
Right.
How come we don't have a plethora of extremely successful women?
That's a good question.
it is a good question.
Because they're selling this dream that becoming successful just seems to be the thing to do.
Right.
And like it's hella easy to do on top of that.
No, not necessarily.
Well, according to them, they make it seem like it's real easy. Get rich quick. Overnight. Start a business. Be your own boss. But they don't tell you that 90% of businesses fail within the first 5 years. Like that's a staggeringly high number. 90% fail within the first 5 years. Okay.
If they even make it off the ground.
Right. It's hard.
Correct. If they make it off the ground. So if this is being sold and reality is showing that this dream that is being chased, again, this goes back to the happiness thing too, because that's also something like they've sold all of this shit. So many people are buying into it and they're chasing this, but they're not achieving it. So why is the race still happening?
It goes back to the delusions and stuff that we talked about. Like, I think people are just out here delusional as fuck. That's all. Like, people, rather than put the work in and stuff, like we talked about earlier with self-love and self-accountability, face yourself, figure yourself out, figure out what you need to do, what you need to work on and all that stuff. Like, people would rather accept delusions and make that their reality. That's why. I mean, people would rather chase fake shit than do the work.
Exactly. And then I also think it's too many people out here that are not truly. I think a lot of people don't really know what they want, and they're just
true.
chasing the things that pop up in front of them
That they think, or that other people tell them,
right, or
the
that
right
other people,
thing.
oh, you should just do this, or you should just go this way, or you should do, and it's nothing wrong with, if you find an opportunity or you see something that meets somebody, because I'm good for doing that. I throw people shit all the time. I throw you shit all the time. I'm like, look, I ain't vetted that, but I'm just saying it's there. Like, if you want to check into it, it might be something worth something. I don't know. So I'm good for that. But the thing is, do you apply do we apply ourselves to it? You get what I'm saying? So it is that thing. You want to chase success. If you want to be successful, success takes work. You're going to fall down. You're going to bust your face. You're going to fail. You're going to drop some balls. You're going to have you might have some bad days. You might not have some bad days too, but there might be some things that don't go the way that you think that they're going to go.
So Abdi said getting rich fast is easy illegally. The man who asked $199 said, why you got such good cameras? Like, damn is good. Because I buy the good shit. Like, was I supposed to have a toy camera? I don't know if you know, but I'm a little bit rich. Never mind.
Yeah, and yes, babe, stop it.
I'm sorry.
Anyway.
Sorry, baby.
Just tell them business. Anyway, but I think that's the idea of get rich quick is always going to be appealing to people who are honestly in a state of desperation.
But this is the thing. People are afraid of hard work.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Again, let's not talk about me. I know motherfuckers that work and have worked and put in 20 plus hours in a day and do it day in and day out. Like, they don't sleep. They take naps. Because to be successful, you literally have to push yourself past the limits of the regular person. Mm-hmm. And most people just are not willing to do that.
No.
So if you're not willing to push yourself to the next level, how can success ever actually be achieved if you're afraid of the work?
I mean, honestly, it won't. That's what they're not telling people. That's what they're not telling people. If you're not willing to do the hard work, if you're not willing, what's that? Sweat equity. If you're not willing to invest,
I like that sweat equity.
I love me some good sweat equity. If you're not willing to invest some good sweat equity in your business, in your idea, I'm sorry, but I question if you really believe in what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? It's not that far-fetched for anybody to question what if you really believe in what you're trying to sell them, the product, the business, the service, the whatever. Because if you're not willing to invest in it yourself, why would you think anybody else is?
Chris said, that would be me. I don't sleep at all. I just take naps. Shut up, Chris.
And listen, if that's what you got to do to get where you're going.
But see, that's the thing. Like, success is not an easy thing. Think about it like this. If that's what you do, how to be successful in business or in life or in the aspects of money, right? Mm-hmm. And we're willing to work that hard for that.
Why aren't we willing to work that hard in relationships?
Thank you.
Look at that.
I'll finish this sentence for you,
boo.
Look, my baby.
Oh, y'all are about to make some oatmeal.
I'm in love. Shut up. The butterscotch baby. Look, the butterscotch baby, man.
The butterscotch baby. That's what it was. Butterscotch baby. Stop it, butterscotch baby.
Shining by herself. You want to play with cinnamon and brown sugar, don't you?
I do not. I absolutely do not. I don't think butterscotch goes with cinnamon and brown sugar anyways. That's the flavors don't mix.
You don't have to mix the flavors.
We're not doing nothing with the flavors.
What do you think? What do you have to say about that though? Like,
What?
if we're willing to work that hard in making money and building our businesses, why aren't we willing to invest that type of sweat equity into relationships?
Shit.
Yeah.
You know, I maybe it's because people just they don't see it that way. They don't put it in that context. You know what I'm saying? People value jobs and their businesses and all that shit more than relationships.
But why?
Why?
Like how
That
can
is
you?
a great question.
How can you like or love or chase something more that gives you less in life because like in a relationship, in love, in marriage, in family, doesn't that fill your cup way more than I've got $100,000
Yes.
in the bank.
It does.
I can go buy whatever I want today. Because I can tell you now, at the end of the day, so when I was a lot younger, I personally can say that I was probably someone that a little bit may have valued some money. But then the moment that it started coming I stopped chasing. Well, first and foremost, the moment I stopped chasing, I realized how easily it came. Mm-hmm. When you're chasing money, it avoids you, it evades you. It's like a thief in the night. Like you're never getting to it. But then the moment that you don't care and you start focusing on other things and literally putting that same work into building relationships, and not just like I love you relationships, but like this is my homie, this is my friend, like this is my acquaintance, this is my business partner, like literally building your life network. Mm-hmm. And people need to understand you need a life network because everything that you do, you cannot do by yourself. You are always going to need someone else. You will always need help. So if you don't have help, aka your life network, how do you truly build by yourself? And will it really make you happy?
Nope.
No.
Nope and nope.
Nope and nope. Yeah, I agree with that because as much as we've been sold this idealism of, or this ideal of individualism,
Independence.
right?
We don't need nobody.
We don't need nobody.
I don't need nobody.
Yeah, no, it's a crock, yo. It's not. That's
Yeah, it's
not.
a bunch of
That's
bullshit.
not true. Like you aren't gonna be perfect and great at everything. You know, a great businessman. He's the creator of Alibaba, Jack Ma.
Alibaba.
He's an amazing person, and I for someone who wasn't speaking English very well for the longest time, I loved watching his videos. But one of the greatest things that I really heard him say, and it really truly did stick with me, was that if you want to learn how to be successful, and any successful person you talk to, they're not going to tell you about their successes. They're going to tell you about their failures. That was the first thing he said that stuck with me. The second thing that he said that really truly stuck with me was he built his business not by knowing how to do everything, but by getting with great people, having a good network, getting with great people who were great in their own respective fields, and knowing how to tell them and communicate with them what it was that he wanted, what he wanted to see, what he wanted the end product to be, and putting together the appropriate people in order to build what it was that he wanted to have. That is how Alibaba came to be. Because
so what you're telling me is he built a life network?
Yes.
Exactly.
Oh.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Maybe I know what I'm talking about. Maybe just a little bit.
Maybe just a little bit.
Sometimes.
Maybe just a little bit.
Maybe just a little bit.
Maybe just a little bit.
Maybe just a little bit, cinnamon stick.
That's all right, Coco. Anything else y'all have on y'all agenda for tonight? Ideas, ideologies, conversations, anything y'all want to hit me upside the head with?
No, nothing I want to hit you upside the head with, but I really did like this last little piece that I wrote, which is, it's a question for everyone to ask yourself, which is if you're holding your value high, why would you ever allow anyone to treat you otherwise.
Hold on, I have a question to that.
Okay.
What is self-value and how is it estimated?
I think self-value is...
Because you could say you a 10,
Right.
but if nobody sees you as a 10, are you really a 10?
No, you're just delusional.
Right. No, you're exactly. No, you're just delusional. If you call yourself a 10, then that means your life, your existence should exude a 10. That means your energy should be at a 10. That means you should be able to take care of yourself. Those things are at a 10. You are building your knowledge base. You are expanding yourself constantly. Those things are at a 10. That if you're calling yourself a 10, that's tangible. That's something that people don't have to question. We can see it. We can feel it. You smell like money. You act like money. You move like money. You flow freely like money. There's no question about who or what you are. If you're estimating yourself at a 10, it has to be showing up. If it's not showing up, then you lying to yourself. You're not really a 10. You somewhere else on the scale.
I don't really believe that there is such thing as a 10.
I think my mama told me, you remember you know how you get the evaluation at work? And in corporate America, it's common to hear, well, there's always room for improvement.
Correct.
And yes, there is always room for improvement. But my mother said to me that this person told her at this time that, oh, well, if she's doing well and you think she deserves a 10, you should give it to her. I agree.
But we're talking about self, though.
And therefore, even so, if you're not being delusional, you're being honest with yourself, you're holding yourself accountable, and you're really taking true stock of what you have, what you want to have, what you're taking stock of what you got at your table.
Now, hold on a minute. Your table meaning
The table
are you talking
you
about
built
like
for yourself.
tangible items or how you are as a person?
Both.
Okay.
How I am as a person. Do I truly provide space for people that they can wholly be themselves with no judgment, no condemnation? You are who you are, and yep. Condemnation.
My bad.
Get your mind out the gutter.
I cannot. Cinnamon stick. Anyway, so if you're in my space and we don't vibe, we don't jive like that.
Jive turkey.
If you's a jive turkey and I got to jive on up the road because I can't jive with you, then that's just what it is. But if we're cool and we're good and we can conversate and I can tell you, hey, you did this, you said this, this doesn't work for me. And if that's who you are, that's fine. But I can't have that in my space. If you're not that type of person, and you'll just be like, oh, it's whatever, and you let that person do that and let them keep being that way, and you will put yourself in the worst of predicaments because you allow that person to be yourself, but you dishonor yourself. You can't call yourself a 10 in my book. You can't say that you're a 10 in that area because you should never be sacrificing yourself for the sake of someone else.
So, have you ever met a 10?
No.
That's what I'm saying. Does a 10 really exist?
Yes, somewhere.
I get that, there's the
outside of
idea
my
of what
sphere.
a fucking 10 is, but who?
I mean, maybe
I'm a motherfucking 10.
I guess if we're talking about valuing ourselves, you can value yourself whatever you want to.
I am not delusional.
Anyway, so we're talking about, I guess, self-value. So if you want to value yourself,
Okay, so let me
as a
ask you
10,
this, Tiana.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I called you out your name. Butterscotch baby. What would you value yourself at? What would you say you were personally? Like, if you're being super honest with yourself, what would you give yourself?
An 8.
An 8.
Yeah.
Okay. High 8, low 8?
Just an 8.
Okay.
Like a B is like 80. Well, I guess it has a range. Yeah, I would just say the 80%. Just an 8.
Okay. Coco?
Currently in my life, I'm working at a 70 right now, man. I'm trying to reach higher, but yeah.
Let's say like 75. You're like the mids, you know.
But I'm also my biggest critic, so I'm gonna go ahead and say my 70. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I personally will give myself about a 5'6". Plain bang, period.
okay.
Okay. That's fair.
And then, but also I think our scales are also different. Like,
yeah.
I was gonna say what. That's why people understanding that your value is internal is so important.
Marte said she's very generous with the 8. And then the next one, he said 75. Whew.
Okay.
I don't know what that means. But
I don't know what
anyway.
it means either. Why don't you elaborate? Whoever that said that was.
Marseille, go and elaborate. I don't know what that means, but you know we're
We
talking
weren't talking
we're
about
talking
looks.
about
We were talking about internal value.
We're-
So I'm not really sure where that percentage or what they're rating.
I
on.
said 75, meaning like I'm at 75%. So I guess I would be putting myself at. I guess that would be if we did a 1 through 10. That would.
Well, so
be
we're not
about-
doing. We're doing
7.5.
self-value right now. Like
7.5.
Yeah.
So Marte, because I think you're coming in the conversation late, right? We're looking at where people actually value themselves, like your worth, your value. This is not about looks.
Right.
We're not talking about men and how people view
this a
them
guy?
and look. Yes.
I'd like to see.
He said the
Never
scale
mind.
is looks. We are visual. Guys don't
We weren't-
look at internal.
we weren't looking-
But you're
we weren't
jumping in the
talking about
conversation talking about looks where it's not a conversation about looks.
So I assume this guy's a 10 then, since he wants to judge and rate people and say, ooh,
Now see, here's where I always say to the ladies, like, y'all got to get off of that too, because a person doesn't have to be a 10 to think you're a 10.
oh, I know.
No, y'all don't, because that's the first response every single time someone comes and goes.
Because
"No,
we
they're
weren't
not a
even
10."
talking about looks. That's
True.
why I'm like,
Again,
what are we
people
talking about?
People jump into the conversation late, and they hear things, and they hear
like, who asked
ratings,
you?
and most. That's what the chat is for. You better get used to this motherfucker, because people come in here and they go
say all
off.
kinds of stuff.
Oh, I know.
Like
I'm
they're
aware.
not everyone is privy to the entire conversation.
Gotcha.
Now, based off of where you value yourself, right? What do you think you can improve on? We'll start with Butterscotch Baby.
What I can improve on. I mean, everything about myself, really. Everything that I'm currently working on. I mean, it's an everyday thing. Everything from my, self accountability. I'm trying to find better employment. I'm trying to, there's a lot of stuff. I have a lot of things to improve on, actually.
Come sell some cars.
I'm not a salesperson, though.
Everybody says,
No, because I don't give a fuck if you do want it or you don't.
Thank you. That's the best kind of salesperson. You realize that all people are salespeople. And the reason I
Yes.
say this, not to change subject, but at the same time, you know why all people are salespeople? You sell yourself to people constantly. In a relationship, you're selling yourself. But fuck that. We're going to go all the way back to childhood. I'll clean my room if I can get the candy bar. If you
Sounds
get
like
these
my
chips,
kid.
if you get these chips for me, I'll take out the trash for the next. I'll make sure I do my homework. Motherfuckers been selling their whole fucking life.
Right.
That's more
You
like
have been
manipulating, but
selling-
yeah.
No.
But that's what selling
Sales
is.
manipulation.
Duh.
It is your
All right.
job to manipulate the other person to make that purchase on the spot. And this is the crazy part. Tiana, do you think that you have to manipulate someone in order for them to fall in love with you?
No.
Yes, you do. Did you not have to sell them on who you are and what you would offer them and how you would make them happy? Is that not a form of manipulation?
It is, but who's...
No. That's the thing.
Okay.
It is.
All
And they
right.
had to manipulate you in order for you to have your feelings and things about it as well, right?
Sure.
Okay? Coco.
Yes.
Is it not manipulation in order for someone to get you to fall in love with them and vice versa? Are you not selling yourself to that person in every way to make you better than the other? them other bitches.
Just be yourself. I'm not trying to sell nothing.
No, but you're gonna being
even-
yourself is
even-
selling.
Yeah, I was gonna say even in being yourself. And I knew where I could feel you, girl.
Cause see, look at your hair.
I can feel you.
Like
But-
the way you look is a form of sales. Like you're selling yourself just by like. Why don't y'all just wake up out of bed and just go outside?
I mean, all I did was wash my hair, let it dry. I didn't do nothing to it.
Well, I'm not talking about right now at this moment. I'm just talking about like when people.
He mean,
why
like,
do we
if
get
you-
ready for work?
In
Why do we
other
get ready
words,
for-
why can't you just lay in bed? Why don't we just lay in bed and then get up and go and then come home and we might take a shower, wash our ass or whatever, and then lay back in bed again and then just get up and go just like we are? Why do we alter our states of being from moment to moment?
I mean, you're trying to
according
present
what
your
we-
best self, I guess.
Exactly, and that's
Okay.
what sales is.
That's what
You're
sales is.
presenting the best of, because even
the best of who you are.
even
Yeah.
I was just going to say, even in us being who we are on a day to day, we don't alter who we are.
Mm-hmm.
We adjust ourselves according to our environment and who we're around, because you can't give everybody all of this good all the time, girl.
Hey,
you know how it
hey,
is.
Coco. No, that's mine. That's mine.
Exactly. So, we can't just be putting everything out there like that. So
I don't share.
You get on my nerves, Bailey. But yeah, so that's true. That is a form of sales. And I think sometimes that's what gets people in trouble, is that they try to manipulate people and they sell people on things that they can't actually do. Like they don't have the ability,
They
the
set a
know-how,
standard
the
that
knowledge.
they can't live up. They set a standard that
That
really isn't their
their standard. Exactly. They try setting the standard according to what Instagram told them, or Facebook, or MySpace, or whoever on the internet that they would like to be able to live up to. But sometimes them standards aren't even real and truthful and honest. They're not genuine standards. It's just some shit somebody made up, and now you trying to live up to it, and it won't even real in their life.
Yep.
But yes,
Agreed.
I think it's true. Yes, that's true. It is to some degree. It is absolutely manipulation. Try to get someone, because what it is you really want someone to see you as a valuable person.
Yeah.
You want them to see the valuable things that they could have with you being in their life.
Like how you value yourself, you want that person to see.
Be able to see
That
that
as well.
exactly, see you in that same light. And the reality is, if your focus is that, and if you set your mind there, and that is who you are, and that's how you live your life, most of the time, actually not most of the time, all of the time, the people who are meant for you, the people who are in alignment with that, they're always going to see you, and you're not going to have to go over the top and work hard and jump a bunch of hurdles in order for that to be gained with one another. So, yeah.
Yeah, I know you had bad knees. That's why I didn't make you jump any hurdles, baby. It's okay.
My knees ain't that bad.
No, she just went hiking last week with me.
I know she went hiking with you. I trust me. I understand.
But yeah.
Plus, that's why I bought her them knee pads.
Oh,
Behave, Bailey. Behave. Please.
Oh.
Good Lord.
Okay. So this is what I made the name of this show tonight is who actually benefits from marriage,
Right.
right? So who does marriage benefit the most? Do you think it benefits men, or do we think it benefits women?
we already know the answer to that.
The answer in the real world is going to be women.
Of course.
And I think that's accurate. However, I think that we should be striving to live in a world where it's equally beneficial, because
Okay, so that's what I'm gonna say. Like, okay, so what is the incentive? Like, how do we incentivize men to start to look at marriage again as something that is uniquely wanted, equally wanted, and feel like it's not a trick bag?
listen, I can't run for president and fix the world. Y'all gotta pick one. Like, come on, man. So listen, I think again, Yes, I'm firing shots. Goddamn it. I think again, if we all can agree, if all sides can agree that our relationship will be much more valuable if we are two whole and complete people, and our focus is us getting ourselves to be the best people that we can be. That means my job, when I wake up in the morning, my job is to be the best version of me that I can possibly be. I am striving every day to reach for my highest good and to see my partner reaching for his highest good and see that person that way in my mind. Even on the worst day, I still see him in the best of light. I still love him as if he is that person living in his highest good. That's how I view him. That's how I think of him. And that's how I love on him. And vice versa. Then we are coming to each other on a much more even foundation. And we can begin to start to build a staircase and reach the heaven on earth that we want to live.
Chris said, my brother's a damn lie. He values himself as a 10. Not right now. Not until I get this fucking weight off me. Then I'm going to be back where the fuck I was supposed to be. Goddamn right I'm a goddamn 100% nigga. He also said, all can sit up here and talk about women with BBLs, etc. Low value men, and yet you will still go out chasing that same thing it is you talk about.
Wait, say that again?
He said, yet all can sit up here and talk about women with BBLs, etc. Low value men, and yet you will still go out chasing the same thing it is you talk about. Follow up with, and at some point, we have to just move on and accept the fact that we're all fucked up in one way or another because we have 1,000 podcasts talking about the same thing, and there is still no outcome. Just a bunch of hurt people giving advice. Hold up, motherfucker. Because I am far from hurt. You better keep that shit to yourself. You may be hurting, but I'm not hurting. I'm living my best life.
I ain't going back and forth with you. No.
What does that say? Yesterblot says mac and cheese.
What? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know what that is.
Anyway.
Marte said, be yourself is horrible advice to men because no men would self-improve. Otherwise, there's no incentive. Well, we weren't talking about men self-improving at the
Right,
moment.
we're talking about women.
We're talking about women. Personal opinion, promoting Christian marriage would change the dynamics.
What is Christian marriage?
What? Have only a 9% divorce rate in the church. I can't agree with that either.
Let's not touch that.
I'm gonna let that be where it's at and whatever. Okay.
I mean, because last time I checked, 90% of marriages happen in a Christian church, and they swear they're Christian, but the divorce rate is hella high. So,
yeah,
and I ain't even gonna sit here and bullshit. I done fucked so many so-called, I'm a Christian girl, way more than I done fucked somebody that said they don't believe in shit. Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, shit, I got stories of a fucking female literally sitting around on her phone for 30, 45 whole fucking minutes having a Bible study via Zoom. And as soon as she got off the phone, face planted herself into my lap when, like, damn, this was actually our first meeting. You already sucking some dick?
Well.
No. But go on, do what you got to suck the fuck out of the goddamn.
I can't. Yeah, like so as far as like that last comment from, I think you said it was Chris, about BBLs and whatever, you know, the whole
Well, here's the thing. Sitting here saying we got 1,000 podcasts talking about the same thing, that's the problem. That within itself lets you know that there is a fucking problem. Mm-hmm. If you have thousands of podcasts consistently sitting around having the same conversations about the same thing, lets you know that there is a problem.
And the problem is motherfuckers won't get in the mirror and talk to themselves, and they also won't pick their feet up and move in a different direction. If you're doing the same thing and it's not working for you, you're not getting the results that you want, and you keep doing that same thing, that's called insanity. So let's stop being insane, folks, and let's let's say, okay, well, this ain't working. Let me try it this way. Change up what you're doing. If you want your life to change, you are going to have to change. Point blank, period. Ain't nothing that you can do to change that. That's the only way it's going to work. The only way you're going to get something different is if you do something different. So, 1,000 podcasts. Yeah, we're going to keep having the same podcasts until we start to do something different. Until we stop just going for the chick because she has a BBL. Until we stop going for the dude because he got the bag and he can buy me this dinner, that dinner, and the third. And from what I'm hearing, these dudes ain't doing that shit no more. They said they not spending $300 on a first date no more.
But that's the thing. Because of podcasts, men have actually stopped simping as much and stop doing things, which is going to change. See, it changes the outcome. It changes the way things move. It's seesaw or teeter-totter, whatever you want to call it. When the scales start to even themselves out and it balances out the playing field, just like BBLs, women are finding out real fast that men really aren't into BBLs. And guess what? Those have started to fall off.
But doesn't it take it takes a vast amount, in order for that to
people,
happen.
correct. And
So we have
people-
1,000 podcasts, but we're all talking about the same stuff. So it's like, okay, if we're all talking about this stuff, it must, yes, you're right. It must be a real problem. It like encourages and almost like forces people to really look at that shit.
Because if we don't talk about it, how do you know there's a problem?
Exactly. And 1,000 podcasts. So that's like the majority, right? So if the majority, we're all talking about the same shit, let's address the problems then.
And the difference between this podcast and other podcasts is we take the time to listen to women on a Thursday night and then take the time to listen to men on the Friday night, which is what helps bridge the gap. Because most of the female, like right now, we have more male viewers in tonight to listen to what the females are saying. And then tomorrow night, it's going to be more females listen to what the men are saying, because that's what people don't do. They want to put the men and the women together so it creates an argument. There's no arguments here. It's actual good conversation.
Right.
And when you have good conversation and people get to become open and actually explain themselves and actually talk about the things that they feel and how things they think that things can change and be bridged, because that's what other podcasts are not doing. They're not offering solutions. Here, there's at least some fucking solutions. At some point in time, whether we like it or not, these conversations are going to be heard by millions of people. And when it is, they're going to go, okay, at least this motherfucker gave a solution. They ain't just sitting there trying to get a bunch of clickbaits, motherfuckers arguing nonstop.
Right. Bashing each other, because
Right.
we could spend time doing that. I mean,
No,
it's
we
not.
can't.
You tell them, babe. That's right. We can't. We can't afford that. That's too expensive.
So, no, I'm out. This is it. I love women. So why would I sit around and bash what I know I love? And I'm not going to allow women to come on here and bash men, because at the end, whether we like it or not, we need each other.
We do.
And I don't care what anybody says. Where we're at today, in today's climate, we need each other more than we ever needed each other.
Amen.
And if we don't start to recognize that, that's where the problems are really going to come through. Because in 2024, it's no longer a war on men. It's no longer a war on women. It's a war on children. Because now they're coming for our kids.
Yep.
And they doing a whole lot of shit to the children. So he said, but the problem is nobody is really addressing the problem. It's just a bunch of hypocrites and people contradicting themselves on air. I mean, if someone is doing that, that's on them. They still have to find themselves and deal with themselves at the end of the day. So that doesn't even make any fucking sense.
Who's a hypocrite? What are we being hypocrites about? I'd love to know that part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's the hypocrisy?
What are we talking about?
Tania said, damn. Marte said, regular Christian churches are gynocentric. Those are the ones that you're talking about. I'm talking about all. I'm just gonna be honest. Having these conversations about the church is absolutely stupid, because the shit that they even preach in the church ain't even fucking real.
Right.
Read the Bible in Hebrew. Read the Bible in Greek. Oh, and let's go ahead and put the other 22 books in the Bible that motherfuckers took out. Then on top of that, let's talk about the Dead Sea Scrolls. Okay? There's way more to the church than the shit that y'all want to sit around here and say that it is. Because they're not even giving you a third of what you actually need. Nor are people even living and abiding by the word that they're fucking supposedly preaching.
Right. That part. And you can't, man, out of here with that church is.
That's why I said, let's
the church
not touch
ain't
that.
nothing that the church that you're talking about, sir, is not even what it's supposed to be. It's not even the storehouse it's supposed to be. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about Christian marriage. We're not talking about none that you was talking about. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for adding to our conversation. We really appreciate you, and we hope you have a lovely night.
Tania said, who are your guests? Tonight's guest is the lovely Coco. With Coco happens to be her miniature friend, and we call her Butterscotch Baby.
That's
AKA
Tiana.
What's your motherfucking name? Tell me.
Tiana.
Oh, thank you.
You're calling me Butterscotch.
Butterscotch baby. He said Orthodox 9%, Muslim 7%. Yeah, again, like
Well,
I don't even have those
let's
conversations.
Let's
Yeah,
not with the religion.
we're not doing any of that with that religion.
Chris said, "I'm writing the next show." What do you mean writing the next show?
Well, he said that last time. And again, I don't know what hypocrisy is going on. We're answering the questions and we're talking about our topics. I don't really know who's being a hypocrite. That's still not telling us where the hypocrisy lies.
That wasn't an answer to our question. But we're going to say, have a good night to you too, sir. Thank you very much. We appreciate you contributing to our conversation here on this wonderful show. Bailey, are we wrapping?
My internet wife is dismissing everybody. Fuck y'all niggas tonight.
Listen, because there wasn't an answer. That wasn't an answer to the question. So I get to direct where my energy goes, and I choose not to direct it there. So what were you saying, babe? Before all this extra stuff got going.
At the end of the day, the world that we live in clearly lacks accountability. Love, at the end of the day, is probably the easiest thing that you could actually do. I think after a show like tonight proves that being difficult and creating obstacles will always, just make your life a little bit harder. So, I guess the answer to the last question was the women is incentivized. How do we incentivize more men to want to get married? Maybe change the system?
Right.
Change the system. I think maybe we need to even the scales on dating. Like we need to. I think 2024 gives us a great year to create something new for ourselves.
Wait, hold on. Do you really think that we should even the scales, or maybe we should tip the scales back to where it was, where the man had to be the man and the woman had to be the woman?
That's what I mean by balancing the scales, because they're rebalance, because it's like
recalibrate. It's time to recalibrate.
We need to recalibrate, because I feel like here in 2024. If you ask most women, I think you're going to hear most women say they're experiencing a more feminine style of manliness. Like, I'm a man, but you got to chase me.
But you can't be a man if you're emotional. Like, that's the biggest thing. Is you cannot be a man if you are emotional. Because emotional men rage, scream, yell, holler, fucking put their hands on women. Like, emotional men are what make up literally like 99% of the prison system. Mm-hmm. Those are emotional men.
You mean men that live in their emotions? Like, everybody has emotions, but those are the ones
not in control of their emotions.
Controlled by their emotions.
Yeah, a man is supposed to be stoic. Like, even if right now I'm pissed off at you, like, my demeanor does not change. Like, you don't see any difference in me. You wouldn't know. It gives off, and I've heard this so many times. Personally, I'm going to speak personally on me. I've heard so many times, like, you just don't give a fuck. It's not the fact that I don't give a fuck. It's the fact that I'm so in control of myself that I'm not going to give you I'm not going to give you the peace of mind of thinking that you got to me, even if you did. Mm-hmm. Men were meant to be stoic. Have always been meant to be stoic. And you want to put a woman in her place? Shut the fuck up. The moment you shut up and she can't get to you, she knows she can't get to you, and you just look at her like she's crazy, yeah, all of a sudden sanity kicks back in. Because people can't argue with themselves. I mean, they can.
They can.
If they're crazy.
Seen it.
If they're crazy. Tania said, Marte, you have an IG. Yeah, Marte, you got somebody asking for your IG. They want to know what's your IG? Because Tania wants to know.
Who is this Tania? I don't. With True Coco Goddess, something. Hold on.
I don't know.
I mean,
I know you're. Is it 87?
I think it's True Coco Goddess 87. Is my. I'm about to tell you right now, darling.
Oh
yeah,
shit, and I'm fucking up because I didn't put none of y'all shit into the
True. Oh Lord. Let's see how you do me. True Coco Goddess 87 is my Instagram. If you want to reach our business, it's Divine Experience. It's DIVYNEXPERIENCE. You can reach us on either one of those.
Yeah, and look for it in the description of the video. It's not gonna be until after the video. I ain't gonna lie, I fucked up. I didn't do that. But Mr. Bailey's been hella busy here lately doing other things. I'm out here in this world slanging 4-wheel automobiles to all these broke folks. Oh, Butterscotch baby, what's your
My IG?
Yep.
It's MS_T_M_T.
Okay. And y'all will catch this late. It'll be in the description of the video, so come back to the video. All right. So what y'all think about tonight?
Well, it was much calmer. I know that.
Yeah, and it was. I actually like this conversation.
Productive.
I like the conversation. I think it was absolutely productive. Gave some little nuggets to think about too. Like, I'm gonna have to think a little bit more about this whole the dating scene thing and the recalibrating the scales. I really think recalibrating the scales. I think for everybody needs to be looking at. We're at the end of the first quarter of 2024. This is a great time to take stock, to recalibrate and say, listen, because this is really the new year right here. Like we're at our spring solstice. Mm-hmm. Everything's going to be blooming and pollinating and bees are buzzing and all of new life is here and showing up. So this is a great time to really think about what you want the rest of your year to look like, what you want to accomplish, what do you need to work on about yourself, what is your self-value, where do you want to be at the end of the next quarter and the quarter after that, and what you want to be doing at the end of this 12 calendar year, what you want to achieve for yourself, because I'm definitely doing that. I'm definitely recalibrating. Like, I know it's needed hardcore, but I think it's a great conversation. It's got some great nuggets in it, and I hope that people can hear what we have said and what we've talked about in this conversation and find some inspiration, maybe some enlightenment. Hopefully it's uplifting. One thing I have to say is I definitely feel like every time we've been on this couch, we've had some pretty good experiences with or without the drama.
It's always been a good experience.
It's always been a great experience. I think Bailey's been a great host. We appreciate you for that. My internet hubby.
I love you, baby.
Thought he was gonna start singing.
Girl.
Let's see. Let's see. Marte say, I'm trying to have a personal relationship with God it's dismissed for men nowadays. America took God out of the home, then dads. That's two fathers to each their own. He gave his IG. She said he was asking. Oh, she was asking Marte. He said he has a YouTube channel. Okay, that's good on your spiritual journey. Thank you for today. I am a sinner and ask for forgiveness daily. She said, me too. Praying hands. Okay, so they're making a love connection.
Yeah, I see.
Oh, wow.
Hey.
Go ahead.
Look, he inspired that. That's good.
That's awesome.
No, it's not. He's in a relationship.
Oh.
He's been on the hip before.
He said he's in a relationship with God, though.
He's trying to build one. So.
Oh, wait, is that the dude that was on, what you call it?
He was on the show.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the short bodybuilder guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Anything closing from the lovely ladies?
No, I don't have nothing. What
I'm
about
going to just
you?
tell y'all good people out there, keep your head up, man. Like,
Right.
I know it can be rough out here in these streets. I know life be dealing some hands sometimes, and people can
Yeah,
feel
the bitch has
overwhelmed and overcome, but if you put your mind to it, you can achieve anything that you want to. So, good or bad, your choice. But move yourself forward. Stop waiting for somebody to come save you, because, baby, the great news is you're savable. The bad news is ain't nobody coming to save you. You got to save your goddamn self. So get to work.
Amen.
Since we took it to the church today, let's go ahead and actually take it to church. Are you ready?
Do the Lord's work. Oh, shit. Bailey, I have to show you some shit when we get off here. It's so funny.
Okay.
It goes along with this theme.
So, I think tonight was a good show. And we're at 2 hours and 11 minutes.
All right.
Not 3 hours or 4 hours and 5 hours and 6 hours. I appreciate you ladies for making an appearance for the third time. Let's see. That's what's wrong with people. They need spiritual guidance. If they want spiritual guidance, I will tell you this. Actually pick up the Bible and read it from beginning to end, not just the New Testament. So if you really want to learn something, read the Bible from beginning to end. Since it's all God's words from the beginning to end, stop cutting it into 1/3. Outside of that, this was a wonderful show. Coco.
Yes.
Tiana. I'm glad that I could be.
Don't even.
Stupid.
Where's the little violin?
I know. The tiny violin.
Oh, hell. I cannot with you.
Look. See what happens when see, I'm getting back to myself, just talking shit. Have fun! Have fun again! Yeah, life is a blessing. Let's start actually living life correctly. Love is not hard. Stop complicating it. Make it about as simple can be. Stop adding your rules and your bylaws and listening to society, etc. The way you're going to find love is by doing what was meant to happen in the first place. Shut out the outside noise. Act as if the internet never, ever existed. Treat the person who you're with the way you want to be treated. If you just follow these very, very easy rules in life, bylaws, I don't know, have some fucking values, guess what? Life will be super easy for you. I'm not going to say that I have all the answers, because I know I don't, and I don't know all you motherfuckers, and I don't know what you're going through. But I can tell you this. Stop. Sit down, look in the mirror, and ask yourself, everything that you're asking of someone else, are you first doing for yourself, of yourself, and by yourself? Because if you can't do it for yourself, how could you ever expect someone else to do it for you? Happiness definitely comes from within. And there's a level of happiness that y'all are out here chasing that, again, for me, it's absolutely crazy, and it eludes me to how much y'all are chasing something, but yet, from what I've seen, none of you have found it. From millionaires to entertainers, whether it's in music industry, whether they're actors, actresses, etc. I want you guys to think about this. They are literally chasing the so-called American dream. They get to the pinnacle of anything of what you can get in life. They become multimillionaires. They get to change their bodies. They get to do all this shit, and they're still not happy. Why is that? Because they're not happy with themselves. If you have to change who you are in order to be able to make someone else happy, that means that you got away from making yourself happy. So if you're not happy yourself, you're never going to make another person happy. Sit down, look at yourself in the mirror, and ask yourself, first and foremost, what truly makes you happy? Because the moment you become happy, the other person you're with doesn't dictate your happiness. Actually, they just give you dick, or in your case, you might be given vagina, which is very simple to do. And then you get to cuddle and go to sleep with the person that you actually admire and you have a burning desire for. That's where life actually becomes fun. Outside of that, go outside, breathe some fresh air, walk your dog, walk your cat, walk your lizard, whatever pet you got. And if you have no pets, great.
Take yourself for a walk.
Play with your children, enjoy yourself. Self-love, go to the gym. Eat right. Start making little changes that make you look at yourself better. Less filters, less pictures, more self-work. You're going to win. Thank y'all for tuning in for another episode of No Cap Reacts. I'm your man Bailey, a.k.a.